Oh, well, my tax dollars shouldn't go to bullshit like that. Okay, well, let me explain this potential scenario to you right quick. A 17-year-old kid decides he wants to smoke a little weed after the game on Friday night to celebrate. Now, obviously, he can't buy it legally, but he knows a guy who still slings a little bit on the side, so he gets it from him instead. He's bought from this guy before, so he doesn't think anything of it, but this time, the weed that kid bought from that dude was laced with fentanyl. So he shows up to the party way out in BFE that his buddy's having, he smokes, and then he starts showing signs of overdose and ultimately becomes unresponsive. His friends don't know what the fuck to do, but they're smart enough to dial 911, so the ambulance comes and they figure out that he's ODing. Now, normally, they would give the kid Narcan, which can reverse the effects of overdose in less than 5 minutes. But Uncle Sam just cut a $56 million program that provides Narcan to first responders, so this time, they ain't got it. Now, they got some at the ER, but like I said, this is a small town in a really rural area, and the party that this kid is at is 20 minutes away from the hospital, so they load him up, but he dies halfway there. The kid was 17 years old and had his entire life in front of him. Did he make a bad decision? Sure. But who the fuck hasn't at 17? And did he deserve to lose his fucking life over it? I think we all can agree, absolutely the fuck not. This is why this shit matters, okay? Shit like this affects every state, every city, every community, which is why it's nuttier than squirrel shit to me that we all can't be on the same fucking team about shit like this. And the worst fucking part is the fact that I know when I post this fucking video, somebody's gonna get in the fucking comment section of this and be like, oh, well, my tax dollars shouldn't have to pay for worthless addicts. Now, oftentimes, those people are the same ones that turn right around and say some dumb shit like, I'm pro-life. No, the fuck you ain't. You're pro-life till that motherfucker comes out of the womb, and then when it needs one of your fucking tax dollars, you fucking lose your shit. What if it was your brother? What if it was your father who was just trying to ease the pain in his fucking back because he's been working at the plant his whole entire fucking life, and buying them from the fucking dude on the street was cheaper than paying his fucking copay that the company offers with health insurance? Bet you'd be thanking your lucky fucking stars that's where your tax dollars were being spent then, huh? God dang, man. People get in my comments all the fucking time and they'll say shit like, oh, I'm so surprised you have the views you have. You look so country. Like, what? Duh, because being country used to mean helping your fucking neighbor. It means spending your fucking money at your friend's dad's tire shop instead of going to fucking Walmart. It means paying for your buddy's meal even though you didn't have much for yourself anyways, because we all fucking eat around here. Being country to me means having compassion for your fellow human fucking beings. And I am so sorry that some of y'all's personal experiences haven't quite lived up to that. But if they won't, I'll stand in the fucking gap with you. And I promise you that there is more people out there like this than you fucking think there are. I don't know. We gotta start being on the same fucking team about some of this shit, though.
Hi, I'm Kristi Noem, Secretary of Homeland Security, 53-year-old pigtail wearer, casual human rights violator, and occasional puppy shooter. And welcome to Alligator Alcatraz. Come on. I just wrapped up a tour with President Trump. He had to leave early because the heat index got up to 112, and his makeup started melting faster than democracy in his second term. That's why I only wear acrylic paint. It's much more durable in extreme conditions. As you can see, we pitched these beautiful white tents on an old runway, and we are surrounded by alligator-infested Everglades. So if anyone tries to escape, well, I guess Mother Nature is the new border security now. Inside, we've got climate-exposed cages. They're tents, so it's like camping. Yeah, they're camps. And the illegal immigrants will be concentrated in these camps.
Maybe reword that.
It's fine. Yes, we did construct this facility using FEMA funds. Yes, we already have merch. And yes, I have already updated my costume wardrobe. Think military Barbie meets Bass Pro Shop dominatrix. I call it sexy swamp combat attire. And no, it is not inhumane to concentrate people in a hot swampy camp surrounded by alligators. Alligators are basically puppies. See? No big deal. Nothing to see here.
Like, after several ones, you guys still went ahead and vote for Trump. After several ones, after a lot of people tried to warn you guys, after a lot of people tried to educate you guys still went and vote for him simply because Kamala is a woman of color. And right now, you guys are beginning to find out. You guys are not beginning to find out. Not just finding out, but finding out in a very, very hard way. Oh my god, like, this is what you guys actually voted for. Yeah, because imagine the Trump administration building an alligator tent just for the immigrants. What is happening? What is actually going on, guys?
So there's a group called American First Legal
that is led by Stephen Miller, the White House absolute piece of shit, racist, homophobic ball of garbage. And if you missed this, they're suing the Los Angeles Dodgers. They filed a complaint already because they say they are violating federal DEI regulations. And if you're wondering what the Dodgers did to violate federal DEI regulations, they recently held a game and it was a salute to the Negro Leagues. That's what the game was. And they wore throwback uniforms. And apparently this really set off Stephen Miller. And then if you go on the Dodgers website, they discuss how the team values diversity, how diversity is important to the Dodgers. And that also set off Stephen Miller, who clearly has never had anything but white friends, if he has any friends at all. And it is so beyond disturbing. And I actually think most people, whether you're left or right, agree. Like, you are better off having a diverse world around you. You are better off knowing people from different walks of life. You're better off having black friends, Asian friends, white friends. You're better off knowing people who are gay, who are straight. You're certainly better off working alongside people who are diverse because it gives you different viewpoints. And these people, these fucking crumbs, these pieces of shit, they're just so disgustingly racist. Imagine seeing the Los Angeles Dodgers do a game that's an ode to the Negro Leagues, right? The Negro Leagues, an actual really important part of American sports history. Josh Gibson and Satchel Paige and on and on and on. And that triggers him. That sets him off. I hope the Dodgers don't do what fucking Paramount did today. And I hope they just fight and tell the White House and tell these people to fuck the fuck off. And also, like, not for nothing, hey Dodgers, I hope you're glad you went to the White House. I hope you're glad that you stood there with this fucking wannabe fascist and stood there and smiled with the World Series trophy and presented him with a jersey. Because this is what you get, all right? This guy is an unrelenting, and the people around him are unrelenting pieces of shit. They are racist, they are vile, they don't care about you, they only want to own you and control your thinking and make this country a very white, very weirdly Christian, considering Donald Trump has never been inside a church and Stephen Miller is actually says he's Jewish. Like, these people are vile and awful. Do not give in to them, do not surrender to them, and in this case, fucking just fight, all right? Diversity is a big part of sports. Diversity is one of the beauties of sports. Don't give in to these shit stains.
They're going to start stripping people of their citizenship. And I know that because there was a press release from the Department of Justice that literally stated it. There it is. Priority number 5. Prioritizing denaturalization. If you are going to protest, you need to listen to me right now. They're going to do it by using Section 8, Article 1451, Revocation of Naturalization. Right now, this only applies to people who immigrated here, but they are absolutely going to try to apply it to anybody they don't like. And I know that because he said it. Homegrowns. And this right here is the main way they're going to do it. Membership in certain organizations. We're going to hop over to Section 1424 right now. Prohibition upon the naturalization of persons opposed to government or law, or who favor totalitarian forms of government. I find it amazingly, almost outstandingly ironic that Latinos for Trump would fall under this law. And here's the big one. Who advocates or teaches or who is a member of or affiliated with any organization that advocates or teaches, right here, the unlawful damage, injury, or destruction of property. They're going to call you Antifa and then deport you. That's what's going to happen. We are going to see provocateurs at rallies and protests who are going to instigate riots, who may even just start breaking things themselves, who might very well be the police or ICE who get to cover their faces. And then they came for, and then they came for, and then they came for.
We have breaking news right now. Minutes ago, Thomas Massie, the Republican from Kentucky, just switched his vote from yes to no on this rules vote, which means that Republicans have lost 5 votes. They can only lose 3. Previously, they lost 4. Now it's up to 5. Mike Johnson has a much longer night ahead of him right now because here's the thing. They didn't expect Brian Fitzpatrick, a more moderate Republican, to vote no. He voted no, and he according to CNN, literally ran out of the House chamber and they're trying to figure out a way to contact him. Then Thomas Massie, which everyone expected to vote yes on this, even though he would probably vote no on the final bill, just switched his vote in a surprise to many from yes to no. So now Johnson previously had to flip one no vote. He now has to flip two no votes and make sure all the outstanding voters vote yes. So this is a much longer night for Republicans. Anything can happen. They could very well flip. They've known to do that in the past, so we'll see what happens. But bad news for Republicans right now, so follow along for more.
Is with President Trump making promises to improve the economy and bring down the price of fuel? Is it time to give him credit for a promise made and a promise kept?
So that is the handsome liberal asking, is it time to give Donald Trump credit for lower gas prices? How about no? Let's look at the facts. The EIA, Gas Buddy, myself, Mackenzie Wood, a lot of people were predicting gas prices to do exactly what they're doing right now 18 months ago, before we even knew who the president of the United States was going to be. Gas prices were forecasted here by the EIA to average $3.24 a gallon in 2025. Gas Buddy came in at $3.22. I would remind you that gas prices are currently $3.20 a gallon on a national average. They were just $3.22 Friday. So what did Donald Trump promise? $1.70 gas, as featured in this Huffington Post article that I was interviewed in. What are some other reasons Donald Trump can't get credit for lower gas prices, other than the fact that they're not really lower? We've lost drilling rigs for 9 straight weeks. This week will be the 10th straight week. We'll see on Thursday. We have lost 200,000 barrels a day of oil production since December of 2024. Yes, oil production in the United States is in fact slowing. So there is absolutely nothing happening in the United States that is lowering gas prices. Now, the one thing all of the experts did get wrong about why gas prices would be a little bit lower in 2025 is because we expected production of oil in the United States to continue to rise. We got that wrong. Gas prices have softened a little bit because OPEC is increasing production, not because we are. Yeah, drill baby drill. I don't know how you say it in Arabic, but that's what it meant. Now, gas prices are relatively stable right now because the thing in Iran, thank God, is over. Oh, and all of the craziness with tariffs, thank God, is over. Yeah, the market has become totally desensitized to Donald Trump's tariff threats. They're like, yeah, whatever. That's literally why they call him Taco. So the question was, promises made, promises kept. The answer is gas is $3.20 a gallon, not $1.70. And oh, by the way, it has nothing to do with Donald Trump. Oh, well, gas prices were higher 1 year ago. Okay, well, Donald Trump wasn't the president 1 year ago, and they fell a lot in the 6 months before Donald Trump became president. And I will remind you that when gas prices fell between late 2022 and late 2024, they fell significantly, almost $2 a gallon. I also did not give Joe Biden credit for that either. As a matter of fact, I said on many occasions, Joe Biden has nothing to do with gas prices falling. That pissed off the liberals, but whatever. So, as I said, to answer your question, handsome liberal, how about no? Thanks.
Even some of the deportees, the people that are facing this deportation in Trump administration, most of them actually voted for Trump. Most of them supported him a lot. Even when a lot of the black folks came out to warn them, they came out to educate them, but they never listening. They never listening at all. And oh my God, this is what they are going through right now. This is what they voted for, because the way the ICE agents are deporting them, even the way they are separating families from loved ones, children from families, like, is really really so harmful. Yeah, and you guys forgot the fact that people warned you against this. People made you guys to see that things, yeah, they made you to understand the fact that things was going to happen, that something like this was going to come up. But what did you guys do? You guys refuse it, and this is where we are right now. Oh my god. Well guys, thank you so much for watching this clip. Let me know what your thoughts. Let me know what you think about them in the comment section. So guys, you stay tuned and see you in my next episode. Bye.